I love Mexican Coke. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, Mexican Coke honestly tastes so much better than the Coke in America. And I'm not being biased just because my girlfriend's Hispanic or literally Mexican, but I just feel like when you buy that glass bottle of Coke and it's cool, I mean, you don't really see it often, kind of like a little bit of a luxury in America. And for me, it really does taste all that better. And if you don't know, American Coke actually uses what I consider cheaper ingredients, because if you don't know, Coke is a little bit healthier because it has cane sugar in it instead of high fructose corn syrup. So America recently, Trump, I don't know exactly who has been talking with Coke and what exactly the change is supposed to be, but I think corn syrup is honestly completely garbage, just to start that off. And it's kind of been invading our food supply recently in America, or honestly for like the last decade or two. High fructose corn syrup, I mean, it's kind of getting crazy. And from what I understand, high fructose corn syrup is like a man-made sugar, which I honestly don't think man-made sugar is probably not the healthiest thing for you to eat.
Agave, high fructose corn syrup, fructose, sucrose, glucose. What does it all mean? Hey there, Soda Pops. I'm Trace. Sweeteners come in many different forms. The health pros and cons are heavily debated. But the important thing is, what happens when you get them into your body? Agave nectar and high fructose corn syrup are two heavy hitters in these debates. So which is worse? Or better? Well, before we go down the which is worse or which one rabbit hole, let's explain how the sweetness affects you. Sugar is a carbohydrate, which means that it's a chain of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Their chemical names usually end in ose. Sucrose, sucralose, glucose, fructose. Glucose is a simple sugar. Plants make it. It's a byproduct of photosynthesis. Fructose is also a simple sugar. It naturally occurs in fruits and is found in honey, sugarcane, corn, obviously, and so on. The real debate comes down to fructose. When you eat a simple sugar like glucose, your body knows what to do with it. That stuff comes from plants, it's natural, your body can actually create it if it wants to. When you eat enough, your brain tells your body, we're good, stop with the sugars. Fructose doesn't do that. It's sneakier. It doesn't tell your body to release insulin. It doesn't tell the brain to cool it with the sugar. This is why we can consume huge amounts of this sweetener. Where glucose can be converted right into energy, fructose has to trek all the way into the liver. By the time it gets there, your body's probably going to metabolize it into fat instead of turning it into rapid energy. Regular table sugar is 50-50 glucose to fructose. High fructose corn syrup is 45-55 glucose to fructose, which doesn't sound too bad. It's definitely more, but it's not as much as I would have thought. It's called high fructose corn syrup though, because corn syrup itself doesn't contain any fructose naturally. Scientists in the 50s figured out how to add enzymes to the syrup to convert it to 55% fructose. Agave nectar, it can have as much as 90% fructose to 10% glucose. If you're nervous about high fructose corn syrup, by comparison, agave is a frickin' bomb. When agave is marketed, it's usually called healthy and natural, which may be true. Not all agave nectars are produced the same way, but they are all processed in some way. Agave is heated and then enzymes are added to bring out the right fructose-glucose profile. At the end of the day, it's usually a man-made fructose sweetener like these others. Why is fructose bad, really? It's not. Too much of it is bad, but a little isn't going to hurt you in the least. The problem is sugar is in everything these days. Candy bars and milkshakes, sure, but also the beef, the bun, the ketchup, the soda, and the fries at America's fast food places all contain sugar. There is literally sugar in the entire meal. Agave might not be bad on its own either. You can add a lot less to get that same sweet taste from things, but you're basically consuming pure fructose, so go easy on it. If you want to reduce the amount of fructose specifically, don't cut out eating fruit. Fruit contains vitamins and fibers also with fructose, unlike fructose syrup. Don't overdo it, and make sure that you mix your fruits with even more vegetables. In the end, the who's worse battle isn't really settleable. High fructose corn syrup is highly manufactured and nutritionally kind of meh, but agave is also manufactured and similarly nutritionally meh. Sugar should be consumed sparingly regardless, but if you pay attention to the ose, you can't miss it. Make sure you subscribe to D News, and if you want to see more about how, say, something could have 0 calories overall, check out Tara's video right over there. If you have questions about natural or artificial sweeteners, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.
And cane sugar comes from cane turmerics. So for me, I see it as a more natural thing. And it honestly does taste a little bit more sweeter to me. But from what I understand, Mexican Coke is considered healthier than American Coke. And recently, Coke has been talking about changing the ingredients to their Coke bottles. Why am I talking about this? Well, they plan on changing their high fructose corn syrup in America into cane sugar. And now, while I think about this a little bit more logically, I think they're gonna roll out like their own American version of cane sugar. I don't think all Coke products are actually gonna get changed. Now, it would be amazing if they did, because I think it would be healthier for the people, but maybe they're gonna charge more money for like a more cane sugar alternative Coca-Cola instead of the normal Coke that we have in the cans, in the plastic bottles. I mean, I've been seeing recently at some of these places like Chipotle, they sell like a Mexican Coke for like $4 or $5. And when you try to buy these Coke bottles that are plastic with a name on it, that's like their new gift thing. They have like a name on a Coke bottle, and you can buy it for yourself or for a friend, which I think is pretty cool. I actually saw one recently from my friend Brian, and I had to send him a photo. So here's that photo real quick. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool idea. Kind of innovating. I don't really see it much with beverage companies, but in general, I just think it's really interesting that they're talking about, you know, Coke being quote unquote healthier with cane sugar. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Pepsi's better? I mean, do you guys even care about Coca-Cola? Is this something that like is just, whatever. I've given up on drinking beverages and Coke products. I'm more of just a water tea kind of person. Well, I think, in my opinion, my eye is killing me. I got something in my eye. My bad, guys. Give me 1 second. I think it's very interesting that they have a kind of, you know, American sugar consumption is really crazy. And the fact that, you know, high fructose corn syrup, I mean, America's intake for sugar is probably the highest in the world, if we're going to be completely honest. I mean, it's probably like 4 times the average in like some other countries. And I mean, high fructose is man-made sugar. I don't know how else to say it. Cane sugar is more natural, so I personally think it's better. When I have coffee in the morning, when my dad makes coffee, we use all natural cane sugar to make our coffee with it. So we're trying to take a little bit steps here and there to become healthier. But the amount of sugar in general that we consume is crazy. And I mean, I'm not saying Coke is good for you. I won't advertise it. I like drinking it personally, and I think people have some merit when they say Dr. Pepper tastes pretty good too. But overall, I mean, I think this is kind of a step towards the right direction. I wish it was more of like a law that high fructose corn syrup couldn't be made and that things were more cane sugar related. But what do you guys think? Is high fructose corn syrup something that's actually safer? And I just don't know about it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. But yeah, I still will be sticking with my Mexican Coke until further notice. And I mean, even in these other countries that I've traveled around, once again, don't see high fructose corn syrup in there. And their drinks of Coca-Cola do taste pretty good. I have noticed too, though, that their Coke products have less sugar than the ones in America. Did you guys know that? Fun fact. Anyways, take care. Have an awesome day. Peace.